Greetings to all of my wonderful constituents out in Maryland's beautiful 8th Congressional District. It's Congressman Jamie Raskin coming to you the second week of July. And I've got a wonderful local hero for you for my favorite time of the week, the time when we get to celebrate the people in our community who are engaged in positive public action to make us all safer and to improve the quality of life. And our local hero this week is my friend Mike Tidwell, who is the founder and executive director of Chesapeake Climate Action Network, which is a major environmental organization in the 8th Congressional District, across Maryland, through Washington, D.C., Virginia, into Pennsylvania. It's been fighting for the best possible environmental policies for all of the states in the Mid-Atlantic region. He's fought successfully for clean energy plans in Maryland and the neighboring jurisdictions. He's fought against coal-fired plants. He succeeded in getting a ban on fracking passed in Maryland and other restrictions on fracking in other states. He's also, by training and by profession, a remarkable journalist and writer. I love very much his book called Bayou Farewell, about the Louisiana coastline. Another amazing book he wrote is called The Ravaging Tide, and also made a documentary called We Are All Smith Islanders. And that's about, of course, the famous Smith Island in Maryland. Many of us grew up on Smith Island cakes. And that, of course, is where the cakes come from. And given this terrible Supreme Court decision undermining the ability of the EPA to address carbon emissions, I wanted to focus on some good news. And the good news is everything that you've been doing for us and what you're fighting for on Capitol Hill now in budget reconciliation. So for all of these reasons and more, we are denominating you our local hero this week, beginning on the 7th of July. Is that right? The 5th, or maybe it's the 8th of July. And I want to thank you for your commitment to saving the human species, and congratulations on being our local hero.
Well, Congressman Raskin, thank you so much. It's been great to work with you. My organization's is just turned 20 years old. And for a lot of that time, we've worked very closely with you when you were in the Maryland Senate, when you were just an activist citizen in Tacoma Park, and then a senator in Annapolis, and now a member of Congress. So it is a great honor to receive this award, and we're ready to keep fighting with you for climate successes that we know we got to achieve.
Yeah. So why don't you share some good news and some bad news with us? I mean, tell us about how serious the environmental threat is. And we all know about what the Supreme Court just did, but then give us some good news too about the successes that you've been able to have as a community organizer throughout the Mid-Atlantic region.
Well, the bad news certainly is the Supreme Court has stopped the EPA's ability to regulate greenhouse gases, but the good news is it does not affect states, and states have really been leading the charge on climate and mandating clean energy, shutting down coal plants, banning fracking. So we're going to be able to keep going in Maryland, Virginia, DC, lots of progressive states. And the good news is we still have a shot at passing a budget reconciliation bill that could bring between $300 and $500 billion in investments in wind and solar and potentially electric vehicles across the country. So we're very, very focused on the U.S. Senate, and we're hoping that passes a budget reconciliation bill by the end of this month, and it'll go back to you all in the House, where I know you'll lead the charge in and passing the same bill, and it could be a real game changer. You know, President Biden has set a goal of cutting greenhouse gas emissions in half in this country by 2030. This budget reconciliation bill will get us 3/4 of the way there. The states will jump in and do the rest, and we'll have a shot.
Yeah. Well, then you've laid out a great vision and a great game plan for us to make this happen. And we're going to be fighting with everything we've got for the budget reconciliation and for those significant measures that are part of it. Tell us what it feels like for you to be, in the 20th year of action with CCAN. As I go around the country and try to help out some of my colleagues, who are in tough political situations, but I get to spend time with them in their communities. There's a lot of consternation and fear about where we're going in the country, with these Supreme Court decisions about the environment, about abortion, now taking up an election case, one expanding the availability of guns in the concealed carry decision from New York. And then, of course, just the horrific, spectacular outbreaks of gun violence around the country. So there's a lot of disquiet and uncertainty, and climate change obviously figures very much into that for a lot of people. So tell us how you've kept things going and how you feel at this point in the development of this movement.
20 years ago, I walked away from a charmed life as a freelance print journalist. I was writing books on topics that I loved. I was writing travel articles for the Washington Post Sunday travel section being sent around the world. But my son had just turned 4 years old at the time. In the early 2000s, the science kept rolling in that this was going to be bad on climate change. And I walked away from it, and I founded Chesapeake Climate Action Network. I thought that we would be further along after 20 years and I could work myself out of a job, and that's not quite the case. But I will tell you that, you have to have hope to do this work. You know that, Congressman. No matter, Dr. King said sometimes it's only on the darkest nights that you can truly see the stars. And times are dark now, but we know where truth lies. We know we're moving toward the light on climate and all the other issues. So we don't have the right to give up, given what everyone's done before us and so many progressive movements. So we hang in there. If any of your viewers would like to join us, they can go to chesapeakeclimate.org and get our email alerts. We're also we have a fundraiser where we're giving away a brand new electric car, and people can check that out at evraffle.org. But we keep going, one foot in front of the other, and we're never going to give up.
Well, we salute you and we appreciate you so much, Mike. And congratulations to you and CCAN for the 20th anniversary. And thank you for constantly challenging all of us at the local level, the county level, the state level, the national level, to be doing more all the time in order to head off the catastrophe of climate change, and also to get ready for the changes that we know we need to make. So you are our local hero. Thank you for everything you do, and hang tough.
Thank you, Congressman. It's an honor.